my very best. I think last but not least, some of you guys are going to go and probably have gone further than I have. And I really kind of wonder what that is at this point. And I say that in a good way. But as a lot of you guys know, I have done a lot of soul searching during all this, because I've kind of just gotten to the point where, okay, well, if I can't prove something, if I don't have evidence of something, if I can't see, do, or touch, if I don't have facts to back things up, if I don't actually have history, then it's okay for to ask questions and to be, I'm not in a way with a malice or anything like that. It's just question everything, right? Question existence. And this is where I get to with the last recommendation. Once you get through all this other stuff and you're good on economics, you understand the education and the indoctrination system, you understand the anti-federals, and I should mention Lysander Spooner as well. We didn't sign contracts in that the Constitution, just because you were born in America, do you consent to it? Because I didn't. Nobody signed anything. I didn't sign any contract for that. Once you threw all this other stuff, and maybe you're even questioning reality and your faith and the supernatural, the things that cannot be explained, a lot of times where there is some very old texts, some very old documents, things to that subject, whatever your faith is, whatever your faith isn't. There's a great book called The Immortality Key. And this is a subject that I will be diving into with people with PTSD, hopefully here in the very, very near future. As I've gotten more comfortable discussing it and talking about it, I have found that the Immortality Key is something that, with the understanding that you have certain systems in your body that are built to interact and work in harmony with psychedelics. And that is going to be something controversial for for a lot of people out there. The psychedelics occur naturally, are not dangerous in terms of addiction, and don't have any long-term side effects that are going to hurt you. Your body has an endocannabinoid system and has a pituitary gland, and the idea that those things that interact with those was cut off, mandated, illegal, Schedule 1, with absolutely no medical contribution to the humankind, has been an absolute lie. And not only is it a lie, I believe it was done on purpose to cut us off from real spirituality. And this book, The Immortality Key, once you've experimented with THC, maybe high levels of it, and psilocybin or whatever it is that's natural and safe. And I don't recommend this for everybody. Like, if psychedelics aren't for you, don't do psychedelics, and don't look at them but don't look at people who can handle them, that can do work with inside of those experiences to better themselves, to push themselves, to conquer fear, to stand in the face of sometimes some really, really big things that need to come out, mentally and spiritually and physically. This book helps to understand what lengths the Catholic Church, basically the first church of Christianity, went to suppress what I consider the key to spirituality, real spirituality. Not going into a church and sitting in a pew and listening to a guy tell you about one other dude that lived in history that went around and did miracles. I don't believe that. And I don't believe that because I think the story breaks down in itself. And it's one of those things where once you see it, you can't unsee it. And to have a giant, quote unquote, church or cult, in this case, the Catholic Church, suppress and repress information that has to deal with antiquity and where people would come together and do psychedelics. They called it the glue of humanity. It's what kept us. Yes, pineal gland. Brian, thank you very much. Sometimes I get some things mixed up. Anyway, the pineal gland. But where they would do this, and the love and the peace and the energy that people could break down the ego in this meat sack and see something beyond what is physical, what is material, what is present, was something that they built giant buildings around. It's something that they migrated for hundreds, if not thousands of miles to be parts of in different times, in different parts of the world. And this is an absolute, I don't know, treasure of a book. If you are really looking for something that is going to finally kind of set you free spiritually, I'm telling you, if you're on these paths and you're looking for these things and you see people that want to see past this illusion, this construct, whatever it is that they put in front of us from the time we're 5 years old and even before that sometimes, and continue to feed us day in and day out like a bunch of mushrooms in the dark, right? This is what I would recommend to you guys. You're not alone. We're here for you. We're not here to make fun of you. We're not here to to I don't know, call you names and do all that kind of stuff. And I know Twitter's Twitter and all that nonsense. But in reality, we want to have conversations with you. We want to help you make these adjustments. We want to help, give you something to digest, to throw it up against your principles, maybe even to discover what principles are in your own life, to see what can be consistent, to see what lines you will never cross, to see what you can apply to your community, to your family, to your broader region. This is why we need to help people, to be there for them, to listen to them, to tell them it's going to be okay. This is what the Libertarian Party is going to have to get its head around now. This is what we have. This is our next hurdle. We've gotten rid of a lot of the dead weight, the people that I believe were absolutely working against what we're doing in this moment, in these type of moments, in this type of situation. That's gone. That fight, I didn't say it's over, but I'm saying that the hill has been crested and the enemy is in retreat. The resignations, the people leaving, the caucuses that have stood down. We're in phase 2. Mises Caucus, Redacted Caucus, Libertarian Party. It's not a takeover anymore. Now it's an awakening, and it's our job to adjust, to see where the next struggle is, and it's not a struggle. At this point, what we need to be doing is saying, hey, we're offering the only piece out of everybody that's out there. We're offering you something outside of the narrative, and we know you're out there because 37% of you are only 37% of you believe what's coming out of that TV, and I guarantee you a lot of them have doubts themselves.